one. Should be fun. It should be a fun one. We're here on Royal Blood for map 1, and our heavy favorite to win this series, it is the red Protoss in the lower left for Dragon Kitesy, herO. His opponent is none other than the Onside Gaming star, Gemini. GGE. We love Gemini. I don't know if I love Gemini enough to root for him against herO, but you know, it would be fun to see Gemini bust out a cheeky build. I don't think it would ever work against herO, but it would be fun anyways. Gemini definitely going to be hard pressed to take a game here. herO, the #1 seed in the tournament for a reason. But right now, I mean, these builds, dead mirrored. Gemini's a very good player. I mean, we saw that series last game, the last couple of games, and Gemini obviously put on a good series there against Bad Boars. The nice thing about a mirror matchup like this, though, is you do really get to see the difference between like a solid player like Gemini and maybe the best Protoss in the world. Here we're going for a Stalker Sentry opening, the most timid of openings, I would say. The calmest of openings. I guess double Sentry is a little more calm, but that's pretty rare. I don't think you can actually do double Sentry openers. I feel like you can do Stalker Sentry, or Stalker Sentry, but yeah, here we're going for the Stalker Sentry, the classic. Gemini went double Adept, I believe. Actually, were those canceled? Oh, it was canceled. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Those are Stalkers. I swear I saw 2 Adepts start up. Cancel the Adepts. Now going into quad Stalker opener. Interesting choice. Sentry's coming out now. Both players just going for the expand. The Hallucinated Phoenix coming over to get the scout for herO. Gemini is kind of poking and prodding here, but needs to be very aware of these units. Doesn't want to get force fielded at the wrong spot. herO just pushing him back to make sure there's time for the shield battery to get up. Ooh, the attempted force field. All right, well, on to the next phase of the game we go. Looks like it's going to be a good old-fashioned blink from both of our players. Gemini dropping down the Forge pretty quickly after starting blink as well, trying to get into that quick +1. I feel like that used to be really common. I feel like it's common in European PvP to do the Forge with the Twilight Council for blink. But I feel like it's maybe a little less common in Korea. Or maybe it's just certain players that favor the earlier Forge. Oh, how did these Adepts get in? I didn't even see them coming across the map. herO just gets them into the base, gets 3 probes just like that, and you know what? He could get even more. Oh my god, these Adepts have so much health left. Gemini needs to run away with the probes again. Not gonna get the wall off again. Oh, and these Adepts can finish shading again. 7 probes, 8 probes. Oh, this is just so painful for Gemini. 9 workers going down at this phase of the game. A couple probes went down on this side of the map. I don't know what to. Yeah, it looks like a couple Adepts tried to sneak over here for Gemini, but herO cleaned them up very quickly and is now ahead 12 workers over Gemini. Has a 3rd base halfway done. And this is the kind of stuff that separates the men from the boys. You know what I mean? The pros from the social media managers, as they say. A Twitch viewer, I did not I did not open the bet for this one. I don't usually open the bets when one player is just insanely heavily favored against the other. It seems kind of silly. You would have put 10K on Gemini? See, this is why I don't open the bets. People just throwing points away. No, I mean, at this point, Gemini has an impossible task. Trying to play against herO on even footing is super, super insanely difficult. If you gave them the exact same army of Blink Stalkers, herO would win, like, every single engagement. But you give Gemini, like, just, like, one less Stalker, one less Sentry, that's it. It's over. There's no chance. I like this from Gemini, though. Gonna pop into the base. I'm not liking this too much anymore. I don't like it anymore. herO was really close. And that was a Pylon and 2 Stalkers. Or Pylon and 1 Stalker traded for 2 Stalkers. I guess not the end of the world for Gemini. But you just need to take the best trades ever when you're down 10 workers still. When your third base is way later. And the trades just aren't going that well for our blue Protoss. And now it's herO's turn to attack. You're warping in some Zealots who are about to have charge. And Gemini doesn't even have a shield battery at this third base. Oh man, it's not looking good for Gemini. I think herO is about to take game 1. He drops some force fields in the middle of the army, blinks over to the side, and cleans up Gemini's army at this third base. And that, my friends, is going to be that. GG gets call. herO takes game number 1. What a game. Oh, you know what? I need my slippers. Those came in clutch last week. The slippers for the standing, definitely the way to go. I'm gonna grab those real quick. Oh yeah. This will go on YouTube. I somehow don't think this one's going to make it to the YouTube. I don't know. I mean, maybe. You never know. If Gemini wins a game, or if it's even like close, I'd put it on YouTube. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, you know
Game paused.
game 2's got to be kind of close. Here needs a moment before we hop into this game. That would be funny. This ends up going on YouTube. People are like, man, game 1 was such a washout. But game 2 has to be a banger if this is on YouTube. Has to be. Or it's a total bop and herO just wins 2-0 and I just tricked everybody on YouTube to staying and watching. Could be. Speaking of which, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put all my best casts from KSL on there. And anything else I cast. I'm hoping to start casting the ESL Open Cups again soon. Europe and North America. I'm planning to take Mondays off from work and just power through 12 hours of casting on Mondays. I'm not going to do Korea because that starts at 2 a.m. my time. And, you know, Steadfast.
Game resumed.
Steadfast can do it at 5 a.m. But 2 a.m. is a little bit much for me to try to wake up and cast for like 20 hours. So, hoping to get some ESL casting going soon. But in the meantime, we've got KSL every week spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Gressfon. We have our favorite to win the whole tournament. Up 1-0 here. It's Dragon Kitesies. herO. His challenger in the upper left-hand corner. Definitely the highest level memes in the whole bracket. It is Onside Gaming's Gemini. Probes passing like ships in the night. Just trying to capitalize on the Gemini clicks. That's right. That's right. We got to get those Gemini clicks in, you know? What's this probe doing? That's a sneaky probe. Oh, it's a sneaky pylon. What's that pylon, Gemini? What's that pylon? What are we thinking here? What are we thinking? The options, there are quite a few options. hero's going to be able to see what's going on. Sees the lack of a second pylon, and that's got to be suspicious. There is some of the base that herO hasn't scouted. He's been keeping an eye on the probes a little bit here. He's not going to go scout the rest of the base. I'm a little surprised. Okay, all right, there we go. Oh, still doesn't scout the rest of the base. There could be a pylon anywhere over here, and herO is like, hey, where's that second pylon? Now, a lot of times, a second pylon outside the base is just to throw your opponent off, right? You build that second pylon out there, then you do absolutely nothing with it, and you play a very normal game. With pylon out on the map, just to throw your opponent off. That is not the case here, though. Gemini already has a Twilight Council, and a Twilight Council this early, I feel like can only mean one thing. That was not the one thing I expected. That's the one thing. All right. The Robo first. Interesting choice. But the Dark Shrine is really what we were looking for here. I assume the Robo is to get a Warp Prism out. Now, hero's going to be scouting with Hallucinated Phoenixes. And I am a little bit worried that this is a very scoutable position. Phoenix is going to be looking around. We'll see where herO ends up going with any of these scouts. I feel like it's just very possible to run a little bit south of that natural and end up spotting this. And as I say it, does it happen? No, it does not. No, it does not. herO moving back up into the base. Phoenix is going to be disappearing. Adept's going to try to sneak up into the main base and will actually successfully get into the main base where they will find 3 Stalkers and 2 Sentries. They do get 1 probe kill, though. Robo is on the way. herO is very concerned, and it looks like he's assuming that it's going to be a proxy Oracle for now. Gemini dropping the Nexus behind this. It's just 22 probes on either side. herO... Oh, he's going to start up an Immortal. Okay, he's assuming that it's a proxy Robo then. Scouting out for it, but hasn't really scouted around his own base. If it was a proxy Robo, you'd expect it to be like here-ish. Maybe like back here behind the rocks, you build a prism to get everything out. We'll have the ability to make an Observer, of course. It's going to be crucial. The Observer has not been made yet, and those are 3 Dark Templar in the base. Oh, they need to get something done, though. They're just running around right now. Can they actually kill this Robo? Oh, what are they doing? Oh my god, these DTs are stuck. Alright, he's gonna go for the recall. Doesn't get either of them out of there. That went extremely poorly for Gemini. I'm really sad those DTs didn't attack anything. They got 1 or 2 swipes off, and 2 of them died for basically nothing. Look at the army supply right now. This is it. This is Gemini's entire army. He has sacrificed building any other units other than those first 2 adepts and the DTs in order to get a nexus behind this. But I kind of love it because now it's into charge and DTs can become archons. And while it's not the strongest army in the world, herO isn't currently moving out and the worker count is pretty much even. hero's starting to chrono boost probes, but I think just now realizing that this wasn't a full committal and is about to scout that there's already a nexus done. There are archons and charge lots out. This is actually kind of good for Gemini, I feel like. It's not great. He still has to keep warping in units. Doesn't have like a ton of money in the bank. But I feel like this is okay. If herO was out on the map already, right here with a warp prism, Gemini would just be dead. But as it is, I don't think herO can move out until Blink is done. And that gives Gemini some time to build up an army, to get some good stuff going on here. And maybe even grab a 3rd base. Now, I will say Blink Stalker's just kind of better in general than Charge Lot Archon. But I like the way Gemini transitioned from that DT opener, which really did nothing. Honestly, if those DTs kill like 6 probes, this game is so much different. Or even if Gemini just got out of there with all 3 DTs, killed 1 or 2 probes, got out of there with all 3 DTs, I think he's way further ahead. As it is, I don't love this attack from Gemini. herO immediately dropping all these gateways, I think is a great choice. I feel like if you're Gemini here, you just take 3rd. I feel like you gotta just take a 3rd. Maybe get into your own Blink, or yeah, there's that 3rd. I mean, I don't know what's the right transition here for Gemini. Definitely not attacking into this. That's not the right transition. The 3rd base is the way to go. herO just dropped 3 gateways, and while they were kind of good defensive gateways, he can just let these finish, and he might push across after this. He's got a Robo-Bay on the way. A 2nd Robo already done, actually. So that's going to be double Disruptor production. Disruptors can be very, very good against Charge Lot Archon. It's actually one of the it's really the big weakness of Charge Lot Archon. You just build a bunch of Disruptors, and it's kind of tough for them. Archons don't split well at all. Stalkers can kite against the Zealots pretty decently. Gemini could try to go for like an air transition, but this wasn't a Stargate opener, so that would take kind of a while. And not great against a bunch of Blink Stalkers. I do feel like herO's best bet is probably macro. This game is shockingly close, though. I mean, look at these supplies. The worker count and the army supply are both very, very close. Gemini's 3rd base has been done for a while, so he's been mining more efficiently. We look at the income. It's somehow basically dead even. Gemini had a big boost for like a tiny bit there, but pretty much dead even. And it has been pretty close to even this whole game. This is fun. Maybe this will go on YouTube. Maybe I won't even put game 1. Oh my god, herO still hasn't scouted where this is. Not that it really matters at this point, but kind of fun. I wouldn't hate to see an Immortal or 2 out of Gemini. I feel like with this many Blink Stalkers around, having a couple of Immortals in the composition could be really, really powerful and stop herO from being able to blink on the army really easily or anything like that. But it's another unit that's pretty susceptible to Disruptors. herO's going to push out. Gemini is out on the map here. Oh, that Prism almost gets sniped. But in fact, now the Stalkers can't blink away, so the Disruptors are going to have to come save the day. Which means herO has to back up because he doesn't have any Disruptor Novas available. He does have Observer Speed, though, and I love that. That's a great way to defend against Blink DTs. You really need Observer Speed for that. Gemini's not going for that right now. But the fact that herO was thinking about that is very, very cool. Gemini's pushing in for this attack. Ooh, he wants to jump on top of this. Super shield battery is going off, though. Disruptor's trying to get some hits. Not getting the best connections in the world, but that super shield battery keeps everything alive while Gemini just loses all of his army. And I feel like my man should know better than to attack into the green battery. herO blinking back Stalkers 1 or 2 at a time. There's a cannon here. The shield battery finally runs out of juice, but now the Zealots can't even hit the Stalkers. Disruptor comes out and damages an Archon, but I feel like that's good enough for herO to hold on here. The Disruptor being, or the shield battery being out of juice makes it a little bit more difficult to deal with these Zealots that are warping in, but herO just has enough, I think, to defend, and he is now up 30 supply. Gemini gonna tap out, but you know what? He put up a very good fight. I do think that was a bit of a misjudge at the end there. Fighting into that super shield battery is just not usually the way to go, but Gemini playing a great game there against herO. Very impressive. GG.